Oliver,
What?
how's it going?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to be on the show today?
Sure.
You going to let your sister on?
Yeah.
What are you guys going to talk about today, do you think?
Maybe life and games and
So you want to talk about being a kid?
yeah, sure.
Hey, let's do that. Let's put childhood on the couch. And we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jason McCoy. For those that don't know me, I am your host of the podcast, Put 'em on the Couch. My friend, co-host, and colleague, Nelson Bowyer, has yet another day off. Can you believe that? But this time, we're going to excuse him because he's going in for a minor surgery. He should be back very soon. I told him that he just needs to get well and come back next week, and let's do it again. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, that we currently have a poll on my Facebook and Instagram asking the listeners what they would like to hear this month on Put 'em on the Couch. Remember, you've got the choice of the topic of procrastination, beer, Halloween, intelligence, and several others. So please, if you haven't already voted, make sure you do so before midnight tonight. Now, I am very excited to bring you some special guests in the studio this morning. My children, Oliver McCoy and Cecelia McCoy. We're going to tag team by first allowing Oliver to talk, and he's going to tell us about what kinds of things he likes to do, what kinds of dreams he has, basically what it's like being a 6-year-old kid these days.
Almost
Oliver,
7.
Almost 7. Oliver, talk to the audience. Let them know who you are and what life is like for you.
Okay, so I'm Oliver, and what I like to do as a kid is do fun stuff and sleep, not sleep.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, now don't lie. You got to tell the truth on this
Okay.
podcast, Oliver.
And I like.
Oliver, you're going to bore our audience because, first of all, I don't believe you.
I do.
Secondly, I think you're just making stuff up.
No.
Why don't you tell the audience what you actually like to do for fun?
I do.
Go ahead. Admit it. What do you like to do?
Watch TV, play with my dogs.
Do you like to do any sports?
Yeah, I like doing basketball and soccer.
What do you like about basketball and soccer?
That you can learn new things and you dribble. In both of those, you dribble the ball.
Yeah.
And if you get really good, you can play those. And I play both of them.
Yeah. Do you play on teams?
Yeah, I play. I don't really play any other sports than that. I used to do ninja practicing, but I'm done with that. And
So are you a ninja now, or?
I do some parkour.
And for the audience that doesn't know what parkour is, what is that?
It's where you do stunts and jumps and flips.
What are you most looking forward to about your birthday? You got a birthday coming up, right?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to play with my friends and get presents. And I'm having a game birthday.
What kind of games do you like to play, Ollie? What kind of games are you planning on playing at your party, like Monopoly or Bingo or something?
No, like Minecraft, Roblox, Fortnite, Subway Surfers, and Candy Crush.
Candy Crush?
Yeah.
Isn't that for old people?
No.
Doesn't your grandma play that?
Yeah. Mom plays it.
Oh, like I said, it's for old people, right?
Yeah, but she's not old.
Oh, no? Okay. So,
she's in her 40s, Dad.
okay, I don't know if you're supposed to tell that on the air, but all right, you heard it here first. She's in her 40s.
But you don't know what 40.
No, I don't know what 40, do I? Yeah. Well, I think it's time to turn to your sister now. Yeah. You want to give her a chance to talk a little bit? All right. let's invite her to the podcast. Thank you, Oliver McCoy. Appreciate you letting us know what it's like to be a 6-year-old, almost 7. Now we're going to let my daughter, Cecelia McCoy, Oliver's sister, settle into her seat. If I could, Cece, why don't you describe for the audience what you're wearing today?
A shirt and shorts.
A shirt and shorts. She looks like she's ready to go play some sports. Cece McCoy, tell us what it's like to be a 9-year-old kid now.
Well, mainly sports and stuff, school, and like birthday parties and friends and stuff. It's like mainly fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
Life's fun as a 9-year-old.
Yeah, so lots of play, lots of learning,
Yeah.
lots of community. Let me ask you, what's your favorite thing, would you say, about being 9?
My favorite thing about being 9 is the responsibility I get to have. So, like in class, I have fun things, and at home, I have fun responsibilities. And Such as in school, like grading homework, things like that. Sweeping.
I don't see you sweeping a lot at home. Does that mean that if I were to give you that responsibility, you would do it and you'd have fun doing it maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for reminding me of that.
Yeah.
What about at home? What kind of responsibilities do you have that you like at home?
I kind of like feeding the cats.
Okay.
It's kind of fun now.
Yeah.
Feeding the dogs, it's a little bit more difficult because they're still puppies, but it's still kind of fun.
It's what makes it difficult? Just because they're puppies? What are puppies?
Well, I mean, they're kind of jumpy, so they like jump on you trying to get the food, and you might spill some and stuff. And since you're still training them, it's this isn't hard, but it's kind of fun because you have to make them like do little things like you say sit, and they have to sit before you can give them their food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, I also heard you say something about friends and about playing sports and about school. I mean, obviously you like the responsibilities of doing things at school, but are there activities or subjects that you like at school?
Yeah, I like math, and I'm pretty good at it. I
Oh,
like
yeah?
reading.
What do you mean good at it? How can you be good at math? I thought girls were not so good at math.
Well, I mean, it depends on how much you practice and how much you really enjoy it, how much you just how much fun you have doing it.
Yeah, but
How much time you would
doesn't
spend.
everybody know that math's not fun? Especially not for girls, is it?
Well, I mean, anybody can have fun doing math.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, just like you sit down, you do a few math problems, and if it gets hard, it's fun that way because you can learn from your mistakes and stuff.
What kind of math is your favorite? You like adding, subtracting?
I like algebra.
I'm sorry?
Algebra and
Whoa. You're what grade are you in?
third?
3rd grade. You guys are doing algebra in 3rd grade?
No, we're not. We're doing division and multiplication.
Well, where do you get algebra from? Where can you get algebra problems from?
My dad. He's just really smart, so it's easy.
Your dad gives you algebra problems.
Yeah.
That sounds about like your dad, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
How did you guys start doing them?
So, I started doing times at a younger age, and everybody thought I need to step it up a notch, and then you gave me an algebra problem and started showing me how to do that.
Do you remember what you asked me that night when I first gave you an algebra problem? Do you remember?
I said more.
No.
What?
Like what you asked me that made me want to give you an algebra problem. You actually asked Daddy something. Do you remember what it was?
No, I don't.
For my audience who might be interested in this, I was lying in bed with her. We were reading and also talking just as our nightly ritual. We've been doing that ever since she was a baby. And she asked me about math with letters.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And I said, those are called variables. And I said, what do you want to know? And you said, how do you do math with variables? How do you do math with letters? And I gave you one, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, well, think about A plus 3 equals 4. And do you remember what I told you to do in order to solve it? Do you remember?
You told me to take 3 and 4,
Uh-huh.
and however many more, compare them, and however many more you need to get to 4 is A.
Yeah, because I said what's missing is A. So you
Yeah.
need to know what would make 3 A. What would make 3, 4? And you said you would add 1.
Yeah, so A would equal 1.
Yeah, and then we started increasing the difficulty, didn't we?
Yep.
We started adding more numbers, more variables. Yeah, we made it more difficult. We started adding some complexity, didn't we?
Yeah.
You want to share for the audience one of the more complex ones that we did?
6A would equal 36.
Mm-hmm. And how would you solve that one?
Well, if it's 6A equals 36, you would, first you would see how many times 6 would go into 36.
6A equals 36. How do you know that's not 6 plus A or 6 minus A? How do you know it's 6 times A? There's no times there.
Well, because it doesn't have an addition or a subtraction signal in it. It doesn't.
A would be 6 because it's multiplication.
Yeah.
But there's no
and
multiplication sign either. How do we know we're not supposed to divide that?
Well, you kind of do both.
Oh, really?
It's kind of like, because if 6 times 6 equals 36,
Yeah.
36 divided by 6 would also equal 6.
Oh, wow.
Because division means you're kind of just splitting it in half. So if 6 times 6 equals 36, for division, it would be like how many times 6 can go into 36.
Oh, wow. So like 6A equals 36. If you're working on one side, it's multiplication. And if you go to the other side, it's
division.
Well, tell us, Cece, I think we've talked about school quite a bit.
Yeah.
Tell us what you like about your home life.
My home life. Well, so we have a big backyard, so we can put different things in it, like soccer nets and stuff. I like being able to practice soccer and stuff, and in our driveway we have a basketball hoop that we can shoot hoops on and stuff. Definitely because it's sporty, and we can play a lot of different sports. And there's like, if you just feel lazy, you can sit down, watch TV, play with animals, because we have a lot of animals.
Oh, yeah? Why don't you tell the audience what kind of animals we have and what their names are?
So we have 2 dogs, 2 cats, a leopard gecko, and a fish that's at my mom's school.
Oh, wow.
Because the kids like seeing it.
Tell us a little bit about those animals.
So
Maybe describe them and talk about their names.
So one of my dogs, Mango is his name. He is black and white, and he is very he has a lot of energy, and so I would describe him as energetic, playful. He looks kind of like a small, fluffy Dalmatian. Yeah, and moving on to our other dog, Peaches. She is a little bit more relaxed. She still has a lot of energy.
Yeah. Now, are they married? Are they husband and wife? Or
No, they're from the same litter, so they're siblings. We have to get them. We have to do something called spaying and neutering so that they don't have babies, because we have way too many animals.
Yeah. Well, tell us again about Peaches, the sister.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Describe her.
So I would describe her as a little bit more laid back, but still pretty energetic. She's a little bit scared because she is freaked out by trash cans and cars and stuff. Because whenever we're taking them on a walk, Mango, he just jumps for the cars. But Peaches, she kind of runs away. So we have to stay there, stand still, wait for whatever it is to go by, and then we can move on. So
that sounds like another responsibility you do at home that you probably like, huh?
Yeah, I love walking the dogs.
Now, do you get to hold the leashes or
Yes.
just the poop bags?
Both.
Oh, yeah? Nice. Well, not so nice, but it is.
Yeah.
It's a responsibility we all have to take, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, what about your other animals?
So we have 2 cats. One of them's name is Blissa. She's orange.
Blissa, that's a unique name. Tell us how you got that name.
So when I was young, I used to love Barbie. And she had a cat named Blissa. So when we got her, I thought I could name her Blissa.
Oh, okay. That's clever.
Yeah. And she's orange. I forget what her like breed of cat is, but she's one of the rarer ones.
Oh, okay.
Because in her breed, they're usually boys, males.
Oh, wow.
And she's a female, so she's one of the more rare ones.
Yeah, one of the more unique ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you know, Daddy and Mr. Nelson, we recorded a bunch of stuff on cats, but
Wow.
Daddy hasn't put it all together yet. So maybe when I put it together, I'll have you back on and you can talk about cats again, you and your brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on, our other cat's name is Fiji. He's very he loves being outside. Sometimes he doesn't even come home at night. So he's very outdoorsy is what I would
Yeah.
describe him as. And when he comes home, his ears are all red and bloody and stuff, and his nose is scratched up. So we have to put ointment on it and stuff.
Do you think he gets beat up, or do you think he's just getting bugs, or do you think he's getting scratched in the weeds?
A little bit of all.
Yeah.
Bugs, maybe. Might be getting a little beat up by maybe stray cats or coyotes or something.
I hope not.
Yeah. Well, maybe not coyotes. Stray cats or something. Yeah, and then our leopard gecko, we named him Lenny. So he was actually a present for Oliver's birthday, and so he got to decide the name. He was going back and forth with Lenny and Lawrence, so his middle name is Lawrence and his first name is Lenny.
Oh my! So it's Lenny Lawrence
McCoy.
Okay.
Yeah, and
And you got a fish as well, but you said the fish is at Mom's school in her office.
yeah,
Do you remember the fish's name?
Slushy.
Slushy. That's a great name.
Yeah.
Was there anything else you want to talk about?
Not that I can think of. Maybe Christmas or something.
Oh yeah.
We have
Why don't you tell the audience what you're most looking forward to about Christmas?
I'm looking forward to Christmas because every year we all get matching Christmas pajamas, and it's always so cool. I mean, it's just fun to spend time with your family and stuff.
Yeah. Now, do you plan on spending time with your immediate family, like me and Mom and Oliver, or do you plan on hopefully spending time with your extended family as well?
Yeah, we'll probably stay with our immediate family, maybe some of our extended family. Yeah. Oh, something else I'm excited about. We have an elf,
Okay.
and so it's fun to go find her every morning and stuff. And
Now, where's the elf? Do we have her, or?
well, whenever you put your Christmas tree up, that's when the elf comes. So
Oh, that's right.
yeah.
Okay.
So technically, you could have an elf on the first day of January.
Wow, if you had your tree up.
Yeah.
So the elf doesn't live at your house. It goes, I guess.
It goes back to the North Pole every night, and on Christmas Eve, whenever Santa comes, he picks up the elf, and they go back to the North Pole.
I see. And then it comes back whenever you put your tree up, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Now tell us about your elf.
Our elf.
Is it big or small? Is it a boy, a girl?
We have a scout elf, and it's a she.
Okay.
Her name is Sprite, and
Sprite. That's a unique name.
yeah, we had some sprites at our house, and every day we would wake up and she would have our sprites.
Oh my
And
goodness.
at one point, she was in our candy bin and had ate some of our candy and had an empty Sprite bottle with her. And so I wrote her a note about that and stuff, and she said, you didn't know this, but my favorite drink is Sprite.
Whoa. She told you that?
Yeah, on a note.
Oh, she wrote you a note.
Yeah, because elves only talk to you if you write them notes, so they just write back.
Ah. Well, where did the notes? Where do the elves stay when they come? I don't remember that. Where do they stay when they come to visit every day?
So they stay at different spots. Sometimes they're in the living room. Sometimes they're in the pantry. That's where.
Well, how do you
she
know
is.
where they are?
We have to look for them in the mornings. You have to run around the house looking for the elves.
What?
Yeah.
So they're kind of hiding sometimes?
Yeah.
Weird. Where are some of the places you found Sprite?
I found her in our candy bin, like
Whoa,
I said.
in the candy bin?
Yeah, she had eaten like a lot of our candy.
How do you know that?
Because I walked in there and there were candy wrappers all over the
Oh, she's kind of
bucket.
mischievous.
Yeah, and there was an empty Sprite bottle there too.
What? So she had flown into the cupboard and
Yeah.
and gotten into your candy bin
Yeah.
and took a Sprite in there with her?
So
my gosh.
another spot that there was so she was on top of we weren't allowed to watch TV in that room that day because she had our remote and up on the top of one of our things, like one of our
Pieces of furniture?
yeah, and she was on the top of that again with the empty Sprite bottle that she drank.
Oh my goodness. And she had the remote in her hand?
Yeah, she had the remote.
Well,
and
what do
she
you
was-
mean you couldn't watch TV? Why can't you just grab the remote and...
Because if you touch the elf, they lose their magic.
Oh.
So you can't touch the elves.
Now, when you say scout elf, are there different kinds of elves?
Yes, there's very many different types of elves, actually.
Well, tell us about what a scout elf is all about.
A scout elf is, it's a type of elf where they're not very big. They're one of the smaller elves. And, all elves have colorful hats. And sometimes they have different color outfits on.
Sure.
They have camo ones. Ours has red and white, which I actually kind of like.
Oh, yeah. It kind of looks like Christmas jammies.
Yeah.
Well, tell me this. What is the elf scouting? Is she like checking up on you guys, kind of watching you?
Yeah. So, whenever she's at the house, you have to find her, and she's basically there. She's in different spots to like, kind of like watching you and like going back telling Santa like how we've been.
So I see. She's kind of Santa's eyes.
Yeah.
Santa doesn't have to actually see you himself. He can send out his scout elves.
Yeah. Sometimes.
So for kids listening to you right now who say, hey, Santa can't see us, if they've got an elf in their house, that elf is reporting back to Santa.
Elves just show up in your house someday. Like when you put up your Christmas tree, you might just end up having an elf. And sometimes you might buy elves. That's what we did.
We had to order one.
Yeah.
We sent a message to Santa or something, right?
No, we got it at Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
But whenever I opened the thing where the elves are, and there was a book in it, and there was the spot where the elves usually are, but she wasn't there, and the things were open. She, like, escaped.
I see.
It was cool.
And then she came.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you don't already have one, you can go to places like Walmart and you can buy an elf.
Yeah, but technically you're not
But it
really-
doesn't have magic until, I guess,
Yeah.
you register it or something with Santa.
But technically you don't really buy it because it, like, escapes out of the things.
Yeah.
And then flies to the North Pole and gets ready to go to the houses and stuff.
Yeah. Now, how do you get the name? It comes with a name already, or?
No, you just decide a name technically.
Oh,
so
you name it.
Yeah, you name the elf.
That's cool.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, Cece and Oliver, I'm really happy to have talked with you today, and I hope my audience enjoyed our little conversation about what it's like to be kids. So, Cece, if you will, why don't you tell the audience goodbye and thank you?
Okay. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you again on our next episode.
Yeah. Oliver, do you have some final words for the audience?
Yep.
Okay.
So, since we noticed, like, that she's really into candy and stuff, we one day, like, gave her some candy and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Santa has, like, 1,000,000 elves. He has a lot of elves.
Okay.
Because he has to have each one of them per houses.
Okay.
So he knows, like, every single house, which one is good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
And if the elf comes back and says that they're doing naughty stuff,
Yeah.
then Santa puts them on the naughty list.
I see. Well, what about families that don't have elves in their house? Like some families don't have elves. We didn't have elves for a long time, did we? I mean, how did Santa know to come to our house? Like what would you tell a kid, Ollie, that doesn't have an elf, doesn't have a scout elf in their house? How can they be sure that Santa's going to hear from them and that they're going to get gifts?
So sometimes Mrs. Claus, like, she has a pot and she puts, like, magic stuff in it and makes her see stuff that Santa's doing. And maybe Santa might, like, Santa Santa has magic, so he can just see through his brain sometimes what they're doing.
Well, how can a kid let Santa know if they want to let Santa know what they want for Christmas? How can they do that if they don't have the elf?
So you can drive up to the Santa place, or sometimes Santa might be there.
Oh.
You can tell him what you want.
So Santa comes to visit your town, like in a mall or say at a library, and you go and you meet Santa, and I guess you tell Santa what you're looking for Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay, is there any other way to communicate with Santa?
So you can write a letter to the elf.
That's a good idea.
And like on the letter says "Show Santa," it says "Show Santa" on the front, and then she reads it, and she gives it to Santa.
I see. So you could give your letter to an elf, and the elf could take it back to North Pole. But what if you don't have an elf coming to your house?
Well,
how can you get a note to Santa? How do you get notes and stuff anywhere? How would I get?
Mail it.
Ah, so you're telling me you can write a note to Santa and send it to the North Pole? Is that right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Right.
So you just put it in the mailbox and let the mail person take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, but all the way to the North Pole.
I guess. I'm asking you.
I don't. Well, if she finds the Polar Express.
Yeah, it's a good question, isn't it? Well, Oliver, thank you for being a part of this podcast today. Is there anything else you need to let the audience know about you or about what it's like being a 6-year-old, almost 7-year-old kid?
It's really fun, and I hope you enjoyed today's podcast.
Yep.
And we will see you on the next podcast.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. And that's all for today. Again, next week, we'll have our regularly scheduled show with Nelson Bowyer and myself. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and take care.
Bye.